first thing I said was talking about my taxes. Pay taxes. And I laughed because not because he didn't, he got hit with the taxes, but I got hit with the same thing. I think everybody as an entrepreneur journey,
boy, what?
When the IRS pull up on you,
bro, it ain't just entrepreneurs. Shakira, ain't Shakira in court with tens of millions of dollars
for
of
sure.
tax liability?
It's taxes, yeah. That's why she moved. Then she moved.
Left to another country. She's trying to leave.
Damn,
I feel like she got hit with taxes there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever, wherever. Shakira with the hips.
Jimmy Butler, yeah.
Hips don't lie with the IRS. Don't lie either because they're going to come take your money. Welcome to the All Blends Perfectly podcast. Keith, Ryan, Harrison, Coalition Properties, and friends talking about the intersection between lifestyle, real estate, culture, art, and everything in between because it all blends perfectly. All right, good day, good people, and welcome to another episode of the All Blends Perfectly podcast. My name is Harrison Beecher. I'm here with my brothers, Mr. Ryan Butler.
What's up?
And Mr. Keith James, a.k.a. Jimmy Kenneth.
What's good? With
the multiple layers. Still cold to him in here. I feel great, personally.
It's colder than a polar bear.
That's cold.
Please do a little. Let's roll it at a polar. Beep. Like nice and loud on that one. Beep.
Hey, nah, you edit that whole.
No. You guys.
That was pretty good. That Outcast connection all blends perfectly. Colder than a polar bear's toenails.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
Yeah. You should have said that instead.
And in real life, Ryan's gonna go hang out with some polar bears at some point soon because that's what he wants to do for fun. Is to go see polar bears.
What's wrong with that?
Animal Channel guru
for you.
Did you know polar bears can swim 60 miles? All right.
And they eat no vegetables ever.
Nope.
Yep.
Because ain't no vegetables.
They get all they need. Eat them. So what we wanted to talk about today was reviewing. We're sitting here at the end of 2023, and we have had a dynamic, powerful, learning-based growth year in many ways. So my brother Ryan was going to lead us in a conversation about some of the lessons learned and things that we experienced this year that can hopefully be of impact and help our followers and folks that we know learn.
Well, I mean, the podcast is a lot of ways a documentation for us, right? We get to document our lives. So we're just sitting here talking, and now we can have a conversation about what did we learn. The question was, what did we learn from this year? Kind of a year in review. And also, what do you want to learn going into next year? We all did a yearly reviews for our team, each individual, and we kind of asked ourselves the same question. So I don't think we had a chance to talk about that. And so now here's that chance to talk about that. So talk about a couple of like lessons learned this year and experiences from 2023.
Would you mind getting us started with some of the things you've learned, my brother?
Yeah. Sure. Okay. And this is not. There's no order, and some of these are mine, and some of these are people I've heard from other people as well. The first one I put just because I heard it yesterday. It's like pay your taxes. I had a young brother that was like, he was like, man, I was making all this money, and the IRS came for me, and I was like, yeah, they do that. They do that. Now he was younger when it happened, but it was just it's interesting because when people get into this business, you so focus on starting up, going from not having any money, doing all this activity, and then money coming in. You're like, dang, I didn't make no money last month. Let me pay this, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like all the money that you're making now in the present.
So you good.
Anyway, so there was something on my shirt, and they stopped the camera, and they made me wipe it off. I don't know, it was a breadcrumb or something.
Shoulders, chest, pants,
shoes.
Wipe me down.
It was like
shout out to Boosie being on the Grammys for the first time. They let my boy
Boosie. BA. So we were talking about lessons learned end of the year. What did you learn this year? The first thing I said was talking about my taxes. Pay taxes. And I laughed because not because he didn't, he got hit with the taxes, but I got hit with the same thing. I think everybody as an entrepreneur journey,
boy, what?
When the IRS pull up on you,
bro, it ain't just entrepreneurs. Shakira, ain't Shakira in court? Was she just?
She an entrepreneur too.
Yes, she is an entrepreneur of her own, entertainer.
Yes,
but tens of millions of dollars
for
of
sure.
Tax liability.
It's taxes. Yeah, that's why she moved. Then she moved on.
Left to another country. She's trying to leave.
Damn,
I feel like she got hit with taxes there. Yeah. Whenever, wherever. Shakira with the hips.
Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
Hips don't lie with the IRS. Don't lie either because they're gonna come take your money.
They're gonna come take your money. So that was one of the first things. Just a quick little something there. There was a phrase I was watching. I'm forgetting. It was Tom Hanks and a couple other people that were talking, and they kept saying this phrase like, "This too shall pass." And it's like, whether something, get too high, this too shall pass. You get too low, this too shall pass. And it was just a good way to think about staying like even keel in life, and just knowing that even when you're in the midst of something, this too shall pass.
Indeed.
So that was big for me this year, just because going through a lot of things, and I'm like, this too shall pass. So that was a good one. Harrison, you want to catch us on another one?
I do. In the same spirit of this too shall pass, one of my big Georgetown words, I'm going to throw on y'all to describe a lesson learned in 2023.
Get your dictionaries out.
Yep. And I got the dictionary open, so I'm ready. So can't nobody check me because I read this. I said it before already. Equanimity.
When did you say that?
Equanimity.
I
ain't never heard you say that. Like, what did you say that?
Go back and listen for episode. I don't know. One of them episodes. You got to listen.
Right.
What does that mean? It's a mental calmness or composure, specifically in difficult situations, to have an evenness of temper. Evenness of temper. So what does that mean? For me, new baby, new experiences, shift in a lot of things and how I showed up, how I felt, my energy levels, all those things. The only way anyone can make it through it is maintaining more balance and evenness of temper. Another example, I had planned on some really important trips that I thought to me to go out of town, do some things, speak, connect, learn some, and schedule changed. I couldn't go. I was upset. I was hot. Y'all remember, right? I was
hot.
And the only way to get through it is to realize that like my problem was in putting too much weight and pressure and anticipation and excitement on the thing. And as y'all know, when you have kids, life and schedules are always going to change. Like they're going to come and throw a curveball out of nowhere. So the lesson to me of equanimity, of staying more balanced around the things I'm both excited about, the things I'm frustrated by, is the only way I'm going to continue to be all right, because I can't put too much weight or have something, be too heavy to pull me down.
Yeah, you definitely could have said even killed, bro. You definitely could have said even killed.
Yeah.
Equanimity. Equanimity. That's the phrase.
I'll say, like, I noticed that from you this year, that you were much more even killed. I remember year before last, you bought the crib.
Yeah,
man.
Boy.
Harrison, boy, yeah.
I'm not calling him at all.
Yeah.
Harrison will walk in the room and be like, I just want y'all to know I'm not doing anything right now.
Fact.
I'm tired. Y'all stay over there. Y'all be over there. All right, let's start. Be like,
Yo.
oh.
Hey, people manifest stress in different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
He's like, I ain't got no money, ain't got no job, don't talk to me, I'm not giving out jack.
I'm about to be homeless next week.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, he had me. I was rolling. Like, it wasn't funny at the time, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh, man. You respond to adversity in different ways.
Yeah, but would you say you changed? Like, you were able to grow a little bit from that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. By remembering the concept of equanimity.
Okay.
Now, it makes me feel better to put a bigger word on it than even kill.
Yeah, it made you feel better. I could tell. Brother James.
Yeah,
what you got, man?
I'm a quote guy. So
quote me.
I'm going to read this quote that I feel like was very important. It's in the same spirit. It's funny. We're going through the same,
the same things.
You know what I mean? The quote says, "You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude towards what happens to you. And in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you." That was kind of like my quote for the year. I've been trying to be able to be in tune with self and make sure when I'm responding to adversity and responding to anything that happens or negatively impacts me, that I bring the positive out of it.
Yeah.
I bring the positive out of it and understand things don't happen to me, they happen for me, which is super impossible. Which is super important. And I think that being that what we went through from a market standpoint, interest rates going down, and looking at how a lot of buyers left the market and people lost their buying power by 100K, within the last year and a half, flipping that and looking at the opportunity in that to where, clients could get more closing help. Clients could benefit from a cash out of pocket standpoint. Clients can benefit from a lower price standpoint and reaping the benefits of equity down the line. And so just looking at all those factors, and even also in the personal life, like making sure I'm being present, in my personal life, I like picking up my kids from school. That's important to me.
Yeah.
And so when I can't, I used to get down on myself, but understanding that there's going to be some times that I can't pick them up. And within that, them knowing, daddy still loves them, daddy is still here, and just making sure I'm responding to everything negative in a positive manner.
Lessons. That's maturity too, man. I feel like so much of this year, like when we got used to operating in status quo ain't the word, but there was just the way things were kind of flowing and going. But the older you get, you realize like life is going to switch up. Like the situation's going to change, the world's going to change, you're going to change.
Yeah.
Like you are. So within all of that change, what are the things that what are your controllables? Like what can you do to kind of not just still maintain, but to thrive? And in that moment of change though, the analogy I always use, like standing on a table and it's like rug got switched out from under you and you feel like kind of wobbly. It's hard, especially as a salesperson. It's difficult when you're used to being securely on solid ground, confident, looking forward, not shaking. When you get a little shaky, then you realize like, okay, I haven't fallen. I'm okay. The shaky doesn't last forever. My feet are more solid now and I can move forward. But that's a choice to not like focus on the like, oh Lord, I'm shaky. I'm uncomfortable because it's hard, man.
And it's in that moment that when you make that choice affects every single step after that, every single scenario after that. And I truly feel like by you choosing to not waddle in the pain, not waddle and not let that moment get you down and reacting in a positive manner is to where you positively affect and positively, from a mental standpoint, be able to see and be open to what should happen next,
I'm going to help you out because we recorded wallow. You said waddle. Wallow in the pain. You don't want to wallow in land.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you meant.
100%.
Shout out to
Mississippi, my slang.
Yeah, you good. I'm helping out. This is spoken word. It's support here. Because I love you. I don't want nobody hearing and discounting the power of the message from a slightly misplaced word.
Wallow. Yep. No, I appreciate that.
Come on.
Yeah, indeed.
Isn't that like Wallow from Philly?
Yeah, it is like Wallow and Gilly from Philly.
Or what was your next lesson learned, Ryan?
Lessons learned. So I have 5-day fast on here. So we did a 5-day fast. A few of us together. Boop. Yep. Me, Keith, and Luther on our team. Oh, Luther. Well, me and Keith did a 5-day. Luther did a 3-day. But man, it's something about, and that's the lesson's not necessarily 5-day fast. And I think Keith talked about the other piece, the Stronger Together piece.
Yep.
But also, what I thought was cool about it was just kind of injecting new blood a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that brought some energy for me that I hadn't had in a while.
We wanted to beat Luther. That's just
we wanted
to beat Luther. That boy is something serious.
Yeah, that boy is serious, boy. Yeah. For sure.
Competition.
Yeah.
Competition,
and he was up there.
That boy's an animal, boy. That
for
boy
sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure. Man, me and Luther, I didn't tell y'all the other day, we went on an appointment and leave the appointment. I was like, you hungry? You want something to eat? He's like, I haven't eaten anything today, but yeah, I could eat. I was like, well, you want to go here or there? He's like, nah, man, let's just go to Giant and buy a chicken. So we went to Giant, each bought the rotisserie chicken and just ate it. That's the only thing we ate.
Y'all eat it in the car?
Nah, the Giant has a little place to eat it right there.
Okay.
But like that's just the mentality he has right now.
Yeah.
Just in the bag. In the bag.
It brought you back to that grind mode.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So I was like, I could I'm down for this. Nah, I'm not gonna lie.
I want my others, I want my savory.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't get a whole chicken. No. I got the ones that were cut, so I got all dark meat. I didn't want. I was like, I feel you, brother. I'm gonna do that, but like, let me get the dark meat one over here. You can have the whole chicken. Yeah. So, and we just ate that and wrapped up and everything like that. But like,
tell me you ate it with like no fork and knife. You just ate it with your hands.
Well, mine was already cut, so I'm eating it.
Even more like really getting them eating.
I mean, it had legs and thighs.
Straight protein, no sauce, no nothing.
No, nothing. Yeah, it was literally nothing. We just ate it. It's like I just need some. He's like, I need some protein to keep going. But the lesson in that was just like, you can accomplish more together, and sometimes that other person really just brings that energy or that little bit of zap that you need to like, a little piece of electric to get you going. I was like, man, I really needed this. Like, it's been very refreshing having him. So that's kind of like a lesson and an experience for me that I need those type of people in my life. You know, they used to say back in the day, you got to get some young blood in there, and you just be like, whatever.
Bro,
but like,
real.
that's real though.
Real.
That young blood, get some young blood in and around you is real because it keeps you young too.
Absolutely. And I think the timing of when Luther came in our life was so important, man. Like, no lie. Like, he sparked a lot, like, of us to, like, coming in the way he came in, getting through the rest of the year, knowing what we were in that time, man. Shout out to Luther, man.
Yeah,
shout out to
boy Luther, man.
Grateful.
Universe be talking, man.
Yep.
Universe
Got to listen. To your point of the youth and experiencing kind of where we are in our life cycle and being okay with the transition. For me, there's a book, From Strength to Strength. It talks about a lesson I learned is that it is okay to have a slightly different definition of your value proposition and what you bring to the table. You know, for us, for a while, it was youth, hustle, presence, all the time, outwork, 24/7. I'm there. I can do it last second, no matter. Stay up all night. X, Y. No, for real. There's like things that I like. I would like say and write that like this. That's me.
That's me.
That's me.
And then you wake up and you have one kid. You have another kid. You know, you're like, I can't. I physically
can't do it anymore.
And even if I could do it, I couldn't do it for like a week at a time.
Yeah,
like
facts.
you know, like actual brain stamina and efficiency and ability to still perform at the highest levels. Like you change and feeling that change kind of shook me a little bit because I'm like, ooh, man, I'm actually getting older. But now the pivot and the growth and the way I'm looking at it differently is now I need to be better with where I am actually good, which is the knowledge and context and expertise and the being a better leader and delegator and communicator so that the things can still happen. I just have to be better and plan in advance. Like I have to be better myself to still get the same level of output, and it takes a slightly different approach and strategy. And that's still, it's a different kind of strength. So from one strength to another strength is the lesson. And it's what I want to keep getting better at, that next chapter of efficiency and still being able to have high output, but just with more strategy and you know, more thoughtfulness instead of the like, you know, youthful ability to just improvise and figure it out and show up and go. And I think a lot of folks in sales need to think about that. And the market changing also showed you that too, because it was simultaneous of us getting older, life changing, and the market changing. Things actually getting a little bit more challenging than they were before.
Man, I'll tell you, I mean, I'm a witness of that right now. Like even Keith said, what'd you say? Late night, early morning?
Late night, early
Because that's
morning.
what it was today.
Yeah.
And I was like hurting. So now you got to do all those other little things. Kind of like when you think about the professional athlete, what they say, the business athlete,
man.
Right? All those little things you got to do to prepare and take care of yourself for longevity. Those are real things, man. Because otherwise you'll burn out. You've seen really talented people like leave this industry because those little things of taking care of yourself, and both mentally, physically, spiritually, like the wellness of yourself is it's important.
Yeah, and to that point, in that spirit, man, a lesson for me on that same level is adaptability is key. You know, did I say that already? Oh, no. Okay. I thought I said it already. Anyway, but I think you talk about fitness. One person that I look at who has been in this game for so long and has been played at a high level for so long, and then because of what he does outside of the basketball court, and that is the King, LeBron James. He has taught me so much about taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, taking care of my who are around me, what's in my universe.
Control my controllables,
Control my controllables, right? And fitness for me has been super important this year. Being able to keep my weight down and feel better, feel a sense of confidence from my weight being down, and also going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and being able to play basketball again consistently, man.
Boy, try to go viral out here for a little bit. Honestly, like
go viral. Check out my Instagram. People just think I sell houses, bro.
Buckets in the morning. Buckets in the morning. Brokerage in the afternoon. Right?
Absolutely.
You do it all.
Closings in the afternoon. Yes. And yeah, I mean, that was being able to play, like, that gives me so much joy. That's like a therapy session for me, playing basketball, being on the court, but being able to play it consistently this year has been super key to me being able to operate at a high level.
And being a little lighter reduces the chance of injury or something else too, right? Like
Indeed.
That's carrying less up top.
Exactly.
Respect, bro. Ryan, you got any? I guess in kind of a last round of lessons learned. Anything else you didn't say?
Lessons learned last round. Not really. I would say that kind of maybe rounding up. What's one thing that you want to grow in for next year or accomplish for 2024? So we just talked about the past a little bit, a year in review. And so moving into 2024, what's something on your mind? You're like, I'd like to get back into doing that, or I'd like to start doing that for next year. And that can be personal or business, whatever you want. I'll say for me, I actually want to get back to reading more books.
Yeah.
I used to read a ton of books. I mean, I was destroying books. And I probably went the last 2 or 3 years, pretty much since COVID and baby, where I just read less books. Now I watch podcasts and YouTubes and all that stuff, but actually getting back to doing more book reading is where I'd like to be for next year.
Yeah, feeding your mind.
Feeding my mind again. Yeah.
Keith, you got one? Because I'm trying to think of my one. Sorry, I'm not.
It could be anything. One thing. I mean, you talked about it in your career vision, in your motivational interview, what you wanted for next year. Like I think that's something that could be in there.
I think the biggest for me would be rhythm. Because as y'all know, I'm someone that like definitely thrives off of like positive reinforcement and being in good
Reggie
rhythm.
Miller haven't. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
But on the business side, that rhythm, even like today, having a couple really good consults in the last couple of days, which is like the primary business feeding activity, and then getting in the right steps and just feeling that muscle memory of like introduction, console, hit like there, good handoff, gets going. Like that rhythm for 24 is something I'm gonna get back into, and the way you get back in rhythm is creating more of the activities that make me feel it up front, which is doing the right thing on the consult and making my world bigger side.
Listening to the streets listening.
Yeah. That's a good question, man. I would say probably maybe reading more books for me as well. I have one, right? Goddamn.
My bad.
He said, lessons learned. You tell me what I did learn, not what I'm going to learn, what I'm going to do. But no, but it's important, man, because this time of year, and I feel like everybody is in resolution mode, right? Saying like, what am I going to do for next year?
I guess that's why I was thinking about it. I mean, but even today on your interview, what we were doing with you, Keith, like the internal one, you were talking about how you wanted to have more organization in your family, or you wanted to have more, get more. You wanted to be more involved and more present with your girls. I think that was like, I feel like you did that today, actually. Like that's why I'm actually thinking about it, because I'm looking at what the notes from where you talked about today. That was a lot of that stuff when we're talking about where you want to be next year.
I want to be more consistent with reading. I want to be more consistent with fitness and wellness, and I want to be more consistent with making sure that I'm present in the house. That's super important to me. And my coach said, my high school basketball coach always said, like, the best players are the most consistent players. And by me staying and being more proactive than reactive in all those categories, I know I'm gonna be able to look back at the end of 2024 and say that this was a good year. This is a good year. So I would say my word for 2024 is consistency.
Powerful. Gonna do it, man. All right. Well, hopefully this conversation gave y'all some inspiration, some thought, and also just an example that even people that have, by many objective metrics, succeeded at a high level are always learning based, are always like striving to be better and do better, and always have room for improvement. Like that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
And big lesson I've learned over the years. Some of the folks that I look at from the outside and be like, man, like you really doing it, you got it. They got a lot of things they're constantly working to do better and be better.
You got to be vulnerable, man. That's where the opportunity comes, and it lies in being vulnerable and being transparent with yourself.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, we appreciate y'all joining into the All Blends Perfectly podcast. Best place to watch this is on YouTube, so check out the YouTube channel with all of our episodes. On social media, we are on Instagram at All Blends Perfectly. I am at HL Beach. He is at Ryan Butler Hoya. He is at Keith James Realtor, and our sales team is at Coalition Properties. We thank you so much for joining into the All Blends Perfectly podcast. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy all the holidays. We thank you for joining us this year and being on this journey, and we'll see you next time on the All Blends Perfectly podcast.